Yes, good day. This is Focus Artist coming at you. Basically, I'm just giving you my fundamentals of how I see um, just an artistic view as a graphic designer. And this topic is basically going to be about sketching. Sketching for what? Like, what do I need to sketch for? All I have to do is just go to Photoshop, create the design, I'm done. Flat, 1 minute. So sketching is very important to me. Let's redefine that as doodling. Doodling is something that I love to do. Um, I have been a part of doodling since the 90s. Let's just put it that way. Now, let's go to the 80s. I'm showing my age, but it's important because um, grew up in New York City, and New York City is primarily the mecca of the fashion. And I adored fashion. It's the hairstyles, the garments, the clothes. I couldn't have it because I didn't have any money. I was broke. I grew up in a middle class home where I didn't get anything, or I was really faking it until I made it. So I drew it. My mom had Avon. Well, my mom had Avon, and the magazines would come in, and the magazines will have jewelry. So in the 80s, everyone knows that they were rope chains, different sizes. So they were scaled either small or big. Well, I took the small necklaces that, the luxury casual Yvonne rope chain, and I would cut and paste it and glue it to my figures. So I did it either with cutting and pasting from other magazines and paste that jewelry on the individual that I cut from the magazine, or I would draw the individual and paste the jewelry on that magazine. I also apply to the rings and all that good stuff. After that, haircuts. Grew up in a very strict family. Couldn't get the haircuts that were in the 80s because it was defined as being thugs or uh, my mom didn't want me to be a part of the norm at that time. Uh, People would get hurt from not just the haircut but the fashion statement. So people would, she didn't want me to. She wanted me to step out of the norm. She didn't want me to be like people that we seen in the street that had those haircuts that could afford them and could afford the fashion. So what I did is I drew it was all about depth with me, depth, and the longer the better. So I drew flat tops, right? Drew those, and my mind, I had a mental barbershop. So if a gentleman had a scruffy haircut, I would use my eraser and made him a fresh haircut. This is almost embarrassing because I guess you can't say the word fascinated by it. And I drew cuts and the designs and everything all from pencil and an eraser. Number two pencil and an eraser, and I am good for several hours. And guess what? To this day, you ask my wife, I'm still like that. This is just a gift that the Lord has given me, and it's never left me. And even when I had that hiatus of not having a computer for 7 years, I always had that in my heart to doodle and sketch. So that's just something that I always had in my heart. And in a nutshell, that's important. Even if that's not your your first gift, as a graphic designer coming out of school, you should know about the world of art, love and embrace art history. And doodling is a very important thing for me because you have to lay out your design. You have to lay out, or I'm sorry, sketch the logo. You just don't go to Adobe Photoshop. Some people, actually should create templates, but I just can't do that with my customers. It's just something that I have to do from the ground up. And some customers will see my actual sketch before I take it to, designing digital, or I might just have a simple idea that's digital and show them like the first stage, and now be classified as the first draft because it's not at a it's the first draft because it's in rough sketch, you know, so it's rough shapes, simple circles and squares and crisp lines, but it's still a sketch. So, you know, I normally do like sample one, sample two, sample three, and then they would choose those. And even for me, even if I take it to digital as a sample sketch, and I actually would draw it out before I even take it to the sketch, the digital sketch. So again, it's very, very important. Sketching and doodling is important. Even if you, let's say there is a shutdown, you know, where if you're going to school for graphic design, what you going to do after that? If there's a shutdown, or God forbid, there's a shortage, or your computer crashes, or it overloads, or anything like that, what do you? How you going to sell? How you going to get your hustle? That's where it takes. That's where the rubber meets the road, and real designers come in. No matter where age you are, it's important to do it, learn it, and just, you know, just try it out. You know, life is fun. You know, so enjoy. Again, have more videos coming up. You can go to my Instagram page, Focus Artist 25, and you can see type of sketches I've done from the, you know, from the mind up. And actually, it's good copyright to you because it shows you that I had this idea from concept, ground zero. Now, you know, you can't take my design from me because I have this paper laid out on loose leaf paper. So again, just thank you again, and just look out for more.